Hello and welcome back. This is the achievement run, episode number 5, with assortment of tutorial and kind of beginner guide to oxygen not included. We're gonna get going here and see what we can do. To start it off, we've got a blueprint. So as I've said before, I don't know what the criteria is or how often you get them, but I like it, and we're just gonna keep getting these as much as we can. Ooh, some basic orange shoes. I guess they'll be better than the regular shoes. Last time we figured out that we needed to kind of stagger some of the tiles over here to have the ranch set up the way we wanted to. We finished off the mess hall, added some more beds, kind of received some more food from a lot of the digging, getting rid of some of these buried objects, so we have some muckroot. We're down to 5,800 kcal. That's not great, but we're just gonna keep digging into most of these areas just to really hold us off until we can get the hatch ranching, but that's not going to be for some time. So, and then with that, we're also going to create some incubators, hopefully within the next cycle or two. We'll see how far we can get. We have 718 kilograms of copper, so why don't we just queue these up. They're 200 each, so we're gonna do that right away. The sooner the better, and the timing couldn't be much better either, because our farmers are almost ready to have another point. If we look at our duplicant skills here, they're 4,000 out of 5,200, and we'll be able to start doing our critter ranching, and that's really what we need, especially since we're already on cycle number 13 and we've got 87 to go before we hit the limit on the carnivore challenge. So we're going to continue to leave research idle temporarily, because we need to figure out some more sustainable food. I think some of the other options are going to be to just keep digging into the buried objects and get out as much as possible. There we go. This also works since all of the carbon dioxide is pushing down to the bottom. We click on our oxygen, so we have quite a bit of oxygen coming in, and if you need to look at your input versus output per cycle, you hit escape and go to colony summary. Oh, we got another one. Construct a building outside the initial starting biome. Interesting. I didn't know we did that, but I'll take it. So let's see, total oxygen produced is 420 kilograms. Total oxygen consumed 358. So we're above for now. We'll just have to keep checking to make sure that we are on the right track to keep enough oxygen being produced. Normally what happens up here, you'll get a yellow indicator that tells you, hey, you need more oxygen generation, and that's, you know, if you're not paying attention to the graphs, that's the indicator there. Well, we're going to need more of this copper. We only have 165 kilograms left, and we need way more for the more incubators. I think in the next cycle, after we have kind of these other errands done, I think it'd be a really good idea to start thinking about an alternative food source to supplement in between the hatch barbecue. It's gonna take some time to get to the hatch barbecue, so we really have to figure out the alternative source, being probably micro mushers, unfortunately. So we're gonna get mush bars and lice loafs, those kinds of things, just until we can get the hatch farm situated. But that's okay. Right. Finding a bunch of muck root really helped. Just digging out just that little extra bit. Let's see, so we have some of these. I'm just going to set these ahead of time for hatch eggs. They're probably not going to put any in there. Well, let me spoke too soon there. Ada grabbed it right away and threw it right into the incubator. It won't do anything since we don't have power to them just yet, but at least it'll help us keep the eggs in one location. We have one hatch in the other ranch up here, which is good. See, we're starting to catch up on all of their individual tasks, which is good. It's what we like to see. It's what we want. And we're going to put a higher priority on those, like a 7. So as they start to clear this area, they'll do, once these two are dug up, they'll be able to build before these fall down into the water. And that's what we want. We don't want all this stuff to fall right into the water. We want it accessible for anything that we need. Just gonna dig up a bunch of these guys. Add some extra ladders going down even further. Let's see, what else are we going to need to do? The power generation, I think I'm going to put all the way up here, since this is where kind of the backbone will be later on. So we'll need to move this at some point. So then we can put the bathroom here. That will be really nice. Then we don't have to worry about them using the pitcher pump or anything like that. No, we'll wait for that. Wait till all this is dug up so it just falls straight down. And see, we've gotten about 6,000 to 7,000 muckroot just from digging up the buried objects. That's a lot more than I was expecting from that little bit of digging. But again, the more you have, the better off you'll be, especially since they're going to throw it right into the ration box with the sterile atmosphere. We don't quite have enough power to throw a refrigerator down, so we're not going to just go crazy on that sort of thing. We will need to push water into a specific location. How we're going to handle any sort of water or polluted water, I think the best way to do that is going to be to push it directly into reservoirs. And what's really nice about that is it doesn't require power. So after the initial push to soak up the water and put it into the reservoirs, then you don't need any power. The pressure, the water pressure pushes the water further and further along the pipes. Unless you need to sort it, that's when you'll need power. But oh, someone got a point. Let's look at our duplicant skills. Oh, Hassan. So since we already have an astronomy researcher, so we're going to get the field researcher. And what the field researcher can do for us is when we find an area or something like this where it's on top of neutronium, this is called the cool steam vent. There's a lot of objects like this that need to be analyzed, and you can only do that when they have the secondary hat, like Hassan does right here. So that's just super beneficial, especially when this stuff is idle. Then you can have them go right next to it and start doing their analysis of the object. And you need that for the further research down the road. You need to get the data banks, and that's required for the research. I believe it's the orange research, if I remember correctly. Orange research requires data banks. So it looks like we've got quite a few hatches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hatches. It's a good start. That'll give us a lot more room for carbon dioxide. We're going to create a polluted water pit. Not exactly sure where that's going to go just yet, but we're going to need it for any sort of polluted water that may spill out of up here, or any geysers that come up. Just going to be very nice to have a spot to dump that. And if you dump it into a reservoir, it doesn't off-gas, so we don't want the off-gassing as much as possible. See, how close are they? They've got to be getting really close. We're about 700 points away. So while they're at it, see, we were already down 6,000 kcal within one cycle. That is really fast. So we're going to need to continue our digging, possibly creating our kitchen just to temporarily provide some sustenance here. Let's dig these down a little bit. There we go. I think that'll be okay. Maybe? Who knows? Wait, where did my copper, refined copper, come back? I want to be able to see that just at a glance, so I know how many of these I can make. Alright, so now that we have kind of that going on, let's actually close off that water. We don't want this to keep spilling over. No, his feet are all sopping wet. That's gross. That's too much liquid. That's quite alright. Let's change this to a priority 8. Or, you know what? I need it done, like, now. So water stops coming over here. Thanks. Too much liquid. Okay, so here's how we're going to remedy this. We're just going to make it larger. They need to breathe, obviously. Kind of important. Yeah, they can put more of those there. Let's see, did it make it low enough? Yep. Come on. There you go. They'll use this water up really fast, especially when we have research going. Anything research, anytime you're using the microbe musher for, oh, what are they, the mush bars, any of that stuff. There we go. It's kind of settled. We're just going to do that so everything falls down. That's great. So now all of that water is cleaned up, and we'll use it in other things so we don't have to really worry. Alright, so what we want to do here start that, and then what else do we need? Actually, so what we're going to do here is something that might not be I want to say humane, but it is oxygen not included, and we are really trying to push to have achievements done. We're going to have a murder pit for hatching eggs, and what's going to happen is we're going to automate the hatches egg laying, and only when they have six hatches in here will it suck up the eggs and send them down into the pit, the murder pit. And what this is going to do is it's going to make sure that we that we don't have to sit there and continually murder them while they come out of the incubators. So that's what's going to happen in a little bit. It's going to take some time to get there, but that's all right. Yeah, we're just gonna do sweep all of that. Then we're gonna put the grill. We need to make room for the musher, just in case. Then we will build wire for that. And that's how we're going to do that, just to start us off, get us into a really good position. Here, we're going to change the priority of this to like a 7-ish. See, they're really close to catching up to everything, which is what we want. They probably can't get to that because it's not too high. Unreachable build. That's why they haven't gotten to this stuff. Okay. So if I remember correctly, we'll be able to see it over here. Each square can hold 1,000 kilograms. So all this water, when it gets put here, we're gonna want 1,000 kilograms, and that's okay, just to fill it up entirely. Because if you don't have it filled up entirely, that's not good. You know, I don't even want to deal with it. We'll just wait. We'll just leave that alone for now. I'll fix that later on when we progress further. Let's see, we have 765. 1, 2, 3. What's entombed? Oh, that's not good. We're gonna make... Can't make barbecue yet until we see the meat. And that's alright. We'll get there. We'll get there. How long before we get our next duplicate? 0.5 cycles. So within cycle 15, we will have our next duplicate. That's good. We'll need probably a few more before we're satisfied. So before cycle 15 is over, we'll finish up some of the digging here and here, get this stuff situated, start having the eggs all in the right place. We might get our first rancher completely ready. We might, I'm not sure. It'll be close. If not, we'll get it next cycle. But we want to set up all of this so we're ready. We don't want anyone to starve, even though this might freak people out a little bit. We need to be ready if we can't find any more muckroot. Oh, we found a little bit. Actually, no, don't dig those up. We'll dig one of these up. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Oh, another hatch. Wonderful. Alright, so that's all started. The reason you see me putting tiles down, they run faster if they're on tiles. So if you leave the regular tiles like this, yeah, sometimes it's not as important. I understand that, but we want things to be done much faster, and you can see when they're running on one versus the other, you can actually see the difference. So in my mind, changing it all to actual tile is more efficient. Oh, someone's ready. What do we got? All right, we got our first rancher. Now the real stuff can begin. All right, Ada, get your big girl panties on. We got a lot of work to do. All right. Before we do that, let's set our priorities. She needs to do ranching more than other stuff. May needs to do ranching too, but not yet. And then, yep. What are we gonna do? We need to wrangle you and you. So that's 2. That's 3. Did we have any down here? It's 4. That one's already in there, so we don't need to grab that one. Ah, 5. Awesome. We're gonna do, we need to change this to 6 because we don't want more than 6 of these in here. Did the other one change? It did not. You need to hit enter. 6, enter. And then only 6 will be put here. That's what we want. We are going to need more copper ore. This is purely because we need automation. And we need a lot of copper ore for refined copper. My gosh. Get it together, Dom. Come on. We got some more muck root. There you go. Let's bring that hatch all the way up here. Oh, someone else got another one. Yes. Rancher number 2. Alright, Gossman. There we go. And Steve, Master Cook. Oh, another couple achievements. Let's click on that and see what we've got. Use the duplicate skill points to buy out an entire branch of the skill tree. That's right. We did get that. I think it was counting one we've already... Yeah, already took. And that's fine. Alright. So we got 1. It'll take a little bit for them to be continually... what's the word I'm looking for? Instead of wild, they will be tamed. And when they're tamed, they can be groomed. And they'll get a nice buff from that. Alright, so we got 3 ranches. Not ranches, hatches. My gosh. They are within the... They are. Oh no, it's going to go away for a minute. Yeah, we're going to need to change the priority. Do this and do it now. If I could do an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, this would be the time to do that. But I am not very good at that one. So we're going to pass. Alright, so we're gonna wrap up this episode after cycle 15. That way we can start focusing on the next one. But we are almost there. We've almost got to the point where we can effectively start hatching eggs, eating barbecue, and keeping that flow until cycle 100. Alright, let's hope we get something good. A snazzier green suit, that is sweet. But do we want that, or do we want a creator? Yeah, we might need a decorator. It never hurts to have another researcher. What about this guy? Amari. Tidying and building or decorating and science. We're going to go with Gene, I think, because we need the decorator. We're going to need a masterwork, artwork to create one of our, or not create, but to complete one of our achievements. So getting that, I think, is the route to go. Welcome, Gene. Let's see, how much water do we have in here? Yeah, we'll need a little bit more. How many? We have 8 duplicants. We have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. This one's going to be for Gene. The bed's for Gene. Good. Let's check our schedule. Okay, we've only got 2 duplicants on the first schedule, so that's good. All of the bath times are staggered. Don't have to necessarily worry about that. Okay, since we're getting really close to caught up, we're going to push into our research tree a little bit again. We need to get shipping. So we're going to get all of this done. Yeah, that's quite a bit. But we need it. So they're going to do it. Alright. Hatchling egg number 1. Oh no, number 4. So let's see, did that turn? It did. It went right into a ranch, just like the other ones did. Hopefully they can get back into the habit of getting this digging done. Can't get to that just yet. Really need to keep digging out to the muck root. There we go. A lot to do, and not a lot of time to do it in, right? I feel like that's real life. Okay, these are both full over 1,000 kilograms of water. So after that one is done, I'm going to just turn it off. Now. Alright, so now nothing's going to go in there. Once our automation is done, we can rest easy knowing nobody has to attack things. We are going to wrangle this guy though, so that way we can get as many of them in here as possible. Wait, why did these not get wrangled? I swear I had them wrangled. Alright. Ada, you're slacking. It's alright. I'm sure you'll make it up to us. Really need to start getting more food because we're getting dangerously low here. Alright, so that is the end of this episode. Again, this is the start to make us successful in our achievement run. If you have any questions or any sort of you're not sure as to what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, please leave me a comment and let me know. I'll be happy to answer any of those. If you have any suggestions or any comments at all, just feel free to let me know. And just like that, we'll see you next time. Thanks. Have a good day.